Namaste, salutations, and welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for participating as a part of this video. And this video in particular is a rather serious discussion. I wanted to clarify quite a few things, in particular, one in which being, regardless of the oppositions, regardless of the judgments, and especially, it's no secret I am not everyone's cup of tea, especially within a cosplay culture in itself, that I have always remained as my own human being. I've always been honest, I've always been sincere and direct to the point, and though it may have been, at times more or less, offensive, it was what I had believed to be the greater truth, and everything that I speak of and promote upon is surrounding positive energies, and I cannot find myself to be of anything else in the entire world besides myself. It's all that I have ever known how to be, and this is all that I will ever know how to be, is to be myself. And to be something else different besides myself is something that I cannot tolerate. I cannot imagine the coexistence of my life to depend upon or to continue to manifest this lifestyle. So as long as you are not satisfied with who I am, I will always forever be in a rotation of the burning fire, in a revolvement around the sun within the infinite universe, is that I will always be satisfied with who I am as an individual, as a human being. And honest to God, if someone cannot accept me for who I am, or if they cannot accept you for who you are, then they simply do not deserve your friendship. They do not deserve an ounce of your respect or for anything of life. They do not deserve your attention. They do not deserve the fulfillment of positive energies bestowed upon them, considering that they are so venomous and disturbed and distraught and stuck in their mind that unfortunately they never will progress towards the future. They never will understand what it is or what it is meant to be an individual, to have taken the skeleton key of individualism to open a gateways that is found within the circulation of veins inside of their heart, the heart of their mind, the heart of their entire conscious being, or their spiritual fire, or for anything of who and what they are. And it is unfortunate of how many within the infrastructure of the modern society of today's humanity, that you find so many of those whom are judgmental towards one another. And rather, instead, we should progress towards this awakening of coexistence, and how we should constantly progress towards the future of how to greater ourselves, how to become more open-minded, independent upon the virtues, the morality, and the allegory of ourselves, the infinite light that is discovered from within ourselves, to how to greater ourselves, how to manifest this all into positive energies, to have reversed the darkness or the blackness, the tainted corrosions of human nature, into an awakening of the light, an awakening of each day that we are alive and breathing this transcendence throughout the correlation of our veins. And ultimately, the publication of my second book will have addressed all of my philosophies. It will have allowed you to travel much deeper into the architecture of my conscious thoughts, or the consciousness of the veins of my brain, of my mind in general, or of the entire spiritual journey of who I am as a mortal being, where I have traveled to and from, where have I will have arrived in the future. In addition, my near-death encounters and the spiritual journey of through astral projection from birth until death. To have remained as your own individual is one of the most fundamental, vital, key aspects and perspectives that accompanies all life in general. It truly is an astounding, a visualized perspective to have, a lifestyle. It is a passionate fire. It is the embodiment for all that you are as a mortal being. And once you had it uncovered, once you have discovered or unveiled the skeleton key that is found within oneself, you truly find yourself to be immersed within an infinite realm of proportionate, numerous, or boundless possibilities. Unveiling the secret gateways that is found within the mind of who you are. And for this, you should never surrender your individualism, considering it as the inevitable. It is the actuality of realism that is futile. Unfortunately, it cannot wither to disappear. It cannot ever fade out into the airwaves of existence. So all that you could truly do is to discover the immaculate grace of perfections to be found within imperfections, to surface that out into the light, into the horizon of the world, and to being able to truly captivate that into an astounding measures of what you are. To constantly breathe within that transcendence. To never be ashamed for who and what you are. And if who and what you are is a disgrace, or if it is somehow disgusting or vile or venomous towards others, then they simply have no reservation of place to exist or coexist among the foundations or the embodiment of humanity itself, or of modern mankind, considering of how the modern mankind is constantly awakening in its positive progression to becoming a greater sense of reality that we could all strive towards, to find our belonging, find our place in the world that is alive and breathing today. And for somehow, surprisingly enough, that I've always been an individual since I was 10 years of age. I've welcomed it with open arms. I've welcomed it with how to become more involved and greater in the architecture of individualism and everything that surrounds art, or I've always been an individual to have welcomed the alternative culture with open arms since I was 10 years of age. And for this alone, I've always taken a greater investment of pride, a greater sense of involvement. In addition, an awakening from within is what I had personally experienced through becoming an individual. And had I not become an individual of my own character, of my own embodiment that had developed over a course or duration since birth until the present time, had I never unveiled or understood of who I was meant to become, or who I am now, to have developed my legacy, to now where I am able to develop a sense of purpose from myself and our aspiration, our vision to change the world, and our vision to writing my books, to publishing them, to creating our videos, to our posts on social media, our inspirational daily messages of the day is not intended to seeking out popularity, fame, glory, material possessions of the world of any kind. Considering of all those factors and perspectives are actually not of our interests, and especially not of mine, in accordance to our eyes and the eyes of our hands. And for one thing I could say is that has never been a primal interest or a passion of mine, for seeking out the relics of human existence that is irrelevant or completely insignificant. We serve an obligation of a duty for a higher, greater purpose than higher above ourselves. Something more noble, something more dedicated, more passionate, more integral. And it is every ounce of me for who I am as an individual. Had I never found the solace of acceptance within the arms of society, I have, however, found acceptance within myself. And so has Jen found and embraced the concept of individualism, and for everything for who I am as an individual within myself. I'm never ashamed or regretful or spiteful for who I am as an individual. And if someone cannot accept me, or if the world in itself cannot accept me for who I am, to change myself would be the very last thing to ever happen to me. And it would result in, I would rather be like Romeo and Juliet. I would rather result in death, to have signed a waiver of my contract within the arms of death itself, or to be buried at sea, beneath the oceans, should I ever change or alter myself in any perspective at all. And while it is unfortunate that others cannot accept me for who I am, the light of my individuality, to those I say, unto you, I would absolutely despise to be who you are. If you cannot practice the diversity of tolerance, open-mindedness, diversity, equality, or how to approach human existence in such a way that you correspond or correlate or coexist inside the manifestation of how to welcome in with open arms for anything that is different in the interpretation of your eyes, that you might perceive anything different as it being a freak or some sort of a vulgar, obscure, or obscene or distasteful label, as you might place a sword of judgment upon others, then you have every right to not belong inside of the world itself. or at least the world that exists within yourselves. So you continue to breathe, you continue to live life in such a way that is null and void. There is a black void inside the emptiness that is alive within you. And if you cannot find yourself to discover the beauty within individualism or anything different other than yourselves, besides the negative energies or the venomous of who and what and everything that is alive and who you are, then you are truly a self-degrading, self-loathing, disgusting, yet pitiful human being. There's, truth be told, honest to God, there will always remain a sense of beauty or clarity within all of mankind. There is light within every living being. There is light within every crevice that you find within as you travel beneath your throat and down the rabbit hole into the self-alignment of your heart. It is something that is aligned, something that is self-centered and balanced. You can find that harmony and balance within yourself. You're able to discover a greater sense of reality that exists. This balance is serenity. The serenity that you find, that one may hope to pray to find, that is lodged inside of yourselves. Individualism is one of the greatest achievements of human nature. One of many, or I should say one of a handful of few. Once you had unveiled that skeleton key, once you had unlocked the doors from within yourselves, there's an entire volume, there's an entire ocean depth of beauty that is to be found within it. You know, one thing in particular, a member of my wife's family had mentioned to me of how, apparently, for an example, as my hair color looks horrible on me, looks disgusting or repulsive or resentful or disgusting to them. Well, I say to that person, of that individual, that I myself, I share the same faith as you. And I myself, I am a very much believer in divine creator. On the contrary, you will never find me to have a sense or an ounce of judgment towards others, or to have projected that towards others, unless if they do me wrong, which is the unlikely injustice of something that ever does happen. And for this particular individual, or for any individual that judge one another without the incentive or the intention of developing a farther bond of knowledge, of getting to know that person or getting to know others, has no place in the judgment of this world to have judged anyone, regardless of who you are as a human being. And for this is a perfect light of an example to how it provides me with an incentive. It gives me more motivation, more courage, and each day is a new adventure that unfolds in itself. That the more that others judge me, the more that others try to dispel or throw at me, negative energies, and I have absolute zero tolerance for it. It actually helps guide me into development of the future to become something stronger, more versatile, more diversified, more courageous, more stronger. And while it is unfortunate that you have so many people, so many living, breathing human beings that exist in today's society that decides that they have a desire to rule out the entire duration of their human existence to judging one another. That they have no incentive, no knowledge, no conscience breathing mind of their own freedom of the will. To decide to do investigation, to decide to become closer to that individual and or to myself personally. To get to know that person on a deeper scale of perspectives. And this is what truly sickens me of our modern infrastructure of American society or of our culture. In my Japanese culture, in my rightful birth home, yes, I was born and raised in Tokyo, Japan. We have no judgments there. It is a society or a culture in itself, a small Pacific island. However, a small Pacific island that you do not want to screw with us Japanese, because we are indeed insane. We're very much strong. Not just physically, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, and with every other possible realms of perspectives that you could ever place your thumb in, or you put your tongue or your fingerprint on. In individualism, judgments exist all around the world regardless. However, there's a lot less of it there as compared as it is here. And we have so many people that are so regulated by religion. And I myself personally, I've never believed in religion. Just to clarify, I believe in a universal spiritualism where I accept with open arms of all different spiritual paths of the world and collectively bind them together so that we could promote an understanding, a deeper symbolism of unity or equality through diversity as one and the same, as this one unified bonding together so that we are able to help promote a positive message so we could change the world forever. And sharing with you, sharing with everyone of the world is with a positive underlining message of positive energies, of positive influence, of positive everything is all a part of our greater purpose, of our motivation, of our determination, of our courage, of our deeper passion, fire that burns alive in itself, that it just coils so much to the point where it just, gosh, you could just feel it. You could feel it. And it just rises out of you. Just it's like a sensation that just bursts out of you. And I absolutely I despise those who are judgmental towards one another. Rather, as I said earlier in this video, actually take the investment of your responsibility and time and the courage of your message and the courage of your ignorance, your narrow minds, your intolerance, the injustices of your mind to getting to know that individual, getting to know other cultures, broaden the horizon of your knowledge, of your mind, of your intellect, of your intelligence, of everything that coils and is alive as a part of who you are. I have every ounce of respect in my blood for the goth culture, for the punk culture, for anything that is part of the alternatives. And we need to, as a human society, regulate ourselves in such a perspective to where we are able to truly become as one. as one and the same. No longer to be divided, no longer establish borders between one another. However, to manifest ourselves into the positive light. And there is always beauty to be found in anything that is different or artistic. At least personally, that's what I have found. Traveling throughout the infinite measures as I still travel upon it. I have risen from the ocean depths, from below the blackness of the unknown into the realms of the light, where now experiencing an awakening, a revolution of consciousness of the mind itself, I have now seen what it is to be alive. I have now seen what it is to truly enjoy each day as if it were my last. Each day as a brand new adventure, to expect the unexpected. To be who you are regardless of what others might or might not say of you. And in spite of that, always remain as yourself. Be proud of your individualism. Be honest. Never bite your tongue either. And especially how to manifest or consume towards the future of how to awaken yourselves, of your minds, of everything that is consciously breathing from within yourselves. And for this, I say thank you so much for taking this opportunity to watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and promote our videos around, so that may we together as a team leadership of a wolf leading the wolf pack for us to change the world. And thank you for watching. I hope that this video had inspired you. It's something I wanted to discuss and have a conversation for some time. God bless each and every one of you. Konnichiwa, genki desu ka? Hajimemashite. Muchas gracias. Bonjour. Thank you.